Well, hello, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. You'll never guess what we're about to do. Never in a million years will you give it a guess. Well, I'll get ready. You can see, get ready to unbox the FMS 80mm Futura version 3. You're thinking, well, wait a minute. You already have that plane. You've already flown that plane. I'll give you a hint as to why I'm replacing it. Remember we said that, I've said many times that sometimes I do some flying off camera and I do fly just to fly? Well, I think I need to stick to flying on camera. Okay, enough said about that. We could go into all the different technical details as to what happened, but basically, I happened. This wasn't where it needed to be, and the Futura paid the price. So, at least I had, I don't know how many flights on that plane. I was just about flying the paint off of it. So, and the shame of it is I had a nice KM Models afterburner in it, and it destroyed the afterburner too. How it got broke, well, the wiring broke. But the motor and the ESC are perfectly fine. I tested them. I can use them somewhere else, and I'm sure I'll be able to salvage some of the servos if they aren't stripped out. But the frame and this is about the biggest piece left. Everything else was confetti. So, anyways, we're not going to go any further with that. So, in order to console my shattered heart, I engaged in a little retail therapy and got a new one. But this time, I went to Fair RC and got the Hobbyzone didn't have the green one. Fair RC is the only one who carries the green one because it's their mod, and I wanted the green one. I wanted the green one to match so that it would go along with, I don't know if I can get this down, so that it would match its little brother. So I'm going to have the little brother and the big brother kind of type of thing going on there. So anyways, that's the intention anyways. And let's get her out and unbox it. Okay, look at these pretty green parts. Oh yeah. That's the thing about these planes, and especially these more reputable companies like this. FMS, Horizon Hobby, Motion RC, Arrows, Hobbyzone, their planes are so well packed. Absolutely immaculate. Tell me that's not folded. Tell me that is not. It is not folded. Okay. I was about to lose my you-know-what. Brian Phillips, I'm right there with you. I don't like a folded manual. It irks me. I mean, how long does it take? You know, just to place it in there flat. There's plenty of places to do that. All right, let's get this out of here. First thing you're going to want to do, obviously, get the foam. You got the fiberglass. I think that's fiberglass spar. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I want to take this off on this end because of the way the wing sits in here. Alright. Yeah, now, none of the, oh, you know what? I just noticed this. I don't think I noticed this on the other one. These are, I don't know if this is an upgrade, but those are mechanical hinges there, a lot like on the new FMS F86. Now, the hinge on the flap, however, is a laminate reinforced pinch hinge. But, isn't that beautiful? That is. Of course, you've already got your wing in there, you got your quick connect. This is actually a very fast building plane. We may just do an unbox / build combo. So if I can just get everything out of the box here in a timely manner. I try not to make these videos last, you know, hours and 20 minutes and all the time. I want to be, because people, they drown out after so long. They're like, okay, come on, be done by now. And yeah, that's awesome. Well, one thing that does save time is I don't hook up control surfaces until I do the radio instead, because I want to make sure my servo, oh, I love that. I want to make sure the servos are centered and everything before I commit. Now that rudder is a pinch hinge that has a reinforcement of laminate, so I don't have to do the hold the foam mod until later on in the model's life, or unless that happens to it again. Elevators, so only on the ailerons do they have those nice hinges. I guess they were experimenting with it or something, because on the F86, that FMS 86, man, they're on everything. I think they had the pilot's neck hinge that way. So, pinch hinge, laminate reinforced. I love this color. This bright green is actually wonderful. Remember, always look, see, always look in those little nooks and crannies. Got your programming cable for the reflex system. It looks like all these control rods are all going to be the same length, and it looks like either a 1.5 or a 2mm hex drive. All the screws are the same. That is awesome. So, get this big old tomahawk out of here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, and I was just caught up on my plane credit card that I put on my planes and everything. I just got the sucker paid way down. You know, I don't completely ever pay it all the way off, but pretty close. And, then life gets in the way. It says you need a new plane, and you're like, well, yeah. I guess if I need a new... Oh, this is important. Inspected by. You need a new plane. I guess you got to get a new plane. Yeah. My wife has pretty much given up at this point. And, yeah, I do have a serious airplane addiction. But I guess you should only call it an addiction if you're in denial or something. I admit it. And I don't want to stop. As long as I can afford to, and I can store them. Yeah, I got a problem. Maybe I do. All right, look at this. Oh, yeah, here's... Now, this is what I don't like. Okay? I've seen this. This was the last one. You got the reflex. Okay? It's supposed to be tuned to the plane. Well, then why isn't it anchored down? I'm sure maybe it was, but it isn't now. So I'm going to have to look in the manual and... make sure that's where that's supposed to go. And apparently the two-side tape that they put on there doesn't work. So I'm going to take that off and put on good old Gorilla tape. Gorilla two-sided tape, because I do trust that stuff. Is that not glorious? That thing is just... I can't wait to fly this. Big old, I think it's a 12-bladed prop in there. 12-bladed impeller. Yeah, buddy. All right. Okay. Now one thing, whenever you put these planes together, get you a little metal tray. It just, it absolutely saves the day. It really does. Let's go ahead and open up this little thing of control rods. Dump all my screws in a little metal tray. And I think this is a 1.5. Let's see if that 1.5, and that's, I think it's a 1.5. Well, I don't know. It's either 1.5 or 2. No, 2. It is a 2. It says right there, 2. All right, we're up at manual. So all you've got, I mean, you've got your little bag of screws and control rods, and then you got wing spar. Yeah, let's put it together real quick. This is everything screws together. This is going to be very, very simple. You look at, all right, they want you to do the wings, then the elevator, then the rudder. And you're done. All right. Now, the radio setup build video will be a little more in depth. It'll have a little more oomph to it. Okay. Now, by the way, Fair RC, thank you for taking the plane. I think it was $3.99 or $3.89, something like that. But then I had some points built up with y'all. I think after all said and done, shipping it ended up costing me like $3.76. But this airplane is absolutely worth it. Absolutely. All right, we'll do the wings next. Or we'll do the tail first. All right, you have your connects there. They're both labeled elevator, okay? They both have those locking pins, which I love them things. Now, anytime you're going to be hooking leads together, okay, servo leads together, and remember your polarity. You're going to go light to light, no matter what kind of a servo it is or who makes it. I don't care if it's a Spectrum servo, if it's a FMS servo, I don't care. It's your polarity is always going to be light to light, dark to dark. Okay, take that little bit of tape off of there. Okay, let's actually get a pair of scissors and make sure we don't cut anything, any kind of wire, but that's going to get in the way. And I don't want that in the way. All right. Okay, like I said, okay, you got your two elevator pigtails, all right? You're going to connect both of these sections together. You're going to you kind of have to go in there a little bit sideways, but you're going to end up, remember, light to light, dark to dark. Is always the way that goes. Light to light, dark to dark. Can I say it again? Light to light, dark to dark. And you know, I've made these videos before and done these planes together, put them together like this, telling you light to light, dark to dark, and then I go back and do the radio setup and I can't figure out why my rudder's not working or this isn't working. Well, because I had one black to light to dark. And I'm like, well, you didn't even listen to your own advice. Light to light. Make sure those are seated in there good. Right. There's a little channel right there where you can tuck them wires in. Actually, what you can do to make this a little bit easier, reach up in here and see them elevator wires there. There's the rudder. Okay. Yeah. You want to kind of grab them and pull them forward a little bit. So I got to hold the elevator wire, and you can see I'm kind of pulling them down in there. Okay. And that'll help to get that. And it's labeled elevator, so. All right. Get that sucker down in there. The other one's wanting to be cantankerous. That tape is causing me problems. There we go. Now, oops, there's a hold of it there. Making sure you don't pinch anything. Okay. There we go. All right, now that's going to just kind of tongue and groove on down in there, like so. All right. All right. Okay, now you got your screws. I'm going to put 3 screws in right here. Watch that seam right there. Watch that seam disappear. Support it with the back of your hand. Oh, I guess that's as tight as it goes. But when you start seeing foam denting in like that, stop. Don't go any further. You've hit bottom. Actually, come back up off of that just a little bit to allow for heat and expansion and stuff. Okay. I'm starting to see that plastic doubler dent in, so I know I can stop right there. I will definitely be giving this plane a coat of Minwax, because that, I can just imagine how this thing will look. Because I did it on the Futura 64, and man, it just absolutely made the thing shine. It actually made orientation, even though it's got nice vibrant colors, that shimmer on there actually made orientation just that much easier. It really did. Reach up there and grab that rudder. See, watch that rudder wire. I found it, and I'm pulling it in with my finger. This would be where a go get 'em wire would help, but okay. All right, buddy, come on. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's take your little excess bits of wire, push them down there in that cavity, and you are good to go. All right. Make sure everything's sticking out on that side. Find my tool. The tool, man. Find the tool. Okay. Right in front of the rudder. You start seeing this dent in. Well, actually, it has a very obvious stopping point. Hear that? Definitely has a stopping point, and that's a wonderful sound. You think, well, it sounds, no, that's an awesome sound, because a tight fitting model that fits together tightly is going to be a good flying model. Okay. All right, definitely in there. All right, now we're going to take them. The wings couldn't be easier. Just take your carbon spar or plastic or whatever it is. It's some kind of spar. Got the quick connects on there, so you don't have to worry about anything spectacular there. You don't have to worry about connecting anything up. No light to light, no dark to dark. You ain't got to worry about that. However, it is nice if the wing spark goes in there. All right, just kind of have to fish that in there. Very obvious how it goes together. Now you can understand why I'm just going to do it real quick. Go ahead and put the sucker together. All right. Now, as you look, you've got, let's see, the fingers right here, where the fingers work with. Those two, both those wing connectors are hot metal. So you're screwing metal screws into metal housings so you can anchor down on them. Right. Like I say, I'm not going to hook up any of the control surfaces now. Not until I get the thing set up electronically. All right. And model this way. All right, get one to line up on a wing. Might have to use your body to kind of get that wing in there. Get that screw to settle. And then you can use that screw as a pivot point. Okay. Okay. So if this is like this little screw here is not wanting to line up, now that that's in there, I can kind of put my hip against it and see. Watch. See that? Let's look right here. Look, see that seam there? There's a little seam. See, I'm kind of pushing that in. It doesn't quite line up. I've got a little bit of leeway now. And if you're really having a problem, loosen that front one up, your pivot screw. And then that way, you know, you're not, well, I guess a tighten screw. But that's fine right there. I'm using it as a pivot point. And that's a little trick that I have learned over the years of putting these planes together is use the model with itself, you know, and try to put your hand, if you can. Remember, you don't want metal into metal, so you don't have to worry about really. But it has anchoring it down, or cranking down on it, but it does have an obvious stopping point. So, okay, all right. And as in most FMS planes, you have one screw left over. Okay, and this one I'm going to do the front one. Right. Right. And use this one. Okay. Kind of push that wing in there with my belly against the fuse here, or against the there. Make sure that screw lines up. Now it's in there good. Put my hand behind. That's bottomed out, and that's bottomed out. All right. How long did that take? You won't even have your battery charged in the amount of time that it takes. I know that's a common thing they say all the time, but it's true. I mean, these are not builds. These are assemblies. You're just throwing the parts together. And that is the basic build of what it's going to be. I already know, an amazing, wonderful flying jet. And I'm going to, the next video on this will be the complete radio setup. I'll go over how to set the reflex up, how you assign that to a switch. And on this one, what I'm going to be doing a little bit differently with this one is I got a new KN afterburner in the mail, a version 4. I'll be installing that. I'll do a separate installation video on how to put that afterburner in. And the other thing I'm doing is with my first, that one over there, well, what's left of it, I use an AR620 in conjunction with a reflex, but it's a 6-channel receiver. Okay, so that means I was only able to provide power to the reflex. Now that's okay. I mean, because you're only going to get the optimized mode, which is their same thing as wind mitigation. However, I want to be able to demonstrate all 3 modes, which is no gyro, nothing. Which I think they call it direct mode, which is, or maybe that is direct mode. Well, anyways, there are 3 versions. One is no gyro, one is wind mitigation or AS3X, and then, or I think they call it optimized, and then one is stability, which is self-leveling. And you have to have a separate channel. Well, this is a 6-channel plane. You got retracts, you got flaps, and then you got the normal 4. So that's all 6. Well, if you want to use, you have to have a separate switch for that. Well, or a separate channel for that. Well, these Lemon RX Gen 2s, which are fabulous receivers. I'll put the now not the Gen 1s, not the Lemon X Gen 1s. They were pretty much crap. But these, in my opinion, but these Gen 2s, they upped their game. And I'll put the signal strength and reliability of these Gen 2 receivers up against anything Spectrum puts out. I will. And they're a third the cost. Get them at Motion RC, get them at Grayson Hobby in Loganville, Alabama. Get them on the Lemon RX website. And if you get them from Motion RC and the Lemon RX website, you get them for the cheapest priced. And if you get them from Grayson Hobby, which is a local person in Georgia there, you pay, I think, $1 more because they got to make some money. So buy them from them if you can, if they got them in stock, because I love helping them out, supporting them. So they're just good people. If you're ever in Georgia near Atlanta and you're in Loganville, stop by Grayson Hobby. Do yourself a favor. They're a good group of people in there, and they're veterans, and I appreciate what they do. I just don't do enough business with them. I need to do more. Well, there you go. That is the basic build, or the basic assembly. I just say build for the sake of keeping it short. The FMS Futura 80mm, the Fair RC, which you can only get this at Fair RC, green edition. That's the only place you can get this. So I'll have a link with a shout out to Fair RC. Hobbyzone, I'm sorry, you only offer the red one, and I wanted the green one. So the only drawback of this plane from having the old one is these inlets right here. That's just bare foam. So if they ever come out with a version 4, they should run hard plastic along the front of this inlet, because this gets ate up. I'm sitting on a plane stand, sitting in your vehicle, that gets ate up in dents and dings. So put an extra heavy coat of Minwax on that, and I'm sure there's some very brilliant people could take this flat matte gray and with a 3D printer and make some nice 3D stick-on panels or protectors for that. All right, folks. Well, thank you. That's the basic build. Y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless each and every one of you wonderful people. Thank you for seeing my channel and stopping by and see what this fat guy is all about. And my crazy... I need more planes. Bye.